Yeah, no in here. 140 for the rapper, busy man, shit, nigga. They turn their head over, nigga.
That way Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no hoe lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert, another cop can stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, this an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. Took that open blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they scared, I ain't listening, is it factive? If revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jacob. That's how I walk, we gon' run the summer, it's gonna be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do it like minutes for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young guy. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold liquid? When he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit like it ain't all who got this gun, it's all who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Bring shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. Bitch about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
I got you. Let it bow real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to bolt off. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times soon. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Told it in the avalanche, way above ambush. Fish taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad, telling me how the crackers turn this child into a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no danger. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems, boy. I really see profits under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. For my design, I want it black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that's sunk dirty in the handle. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit ancient, but I got a
Yeah, Shalom Israel. This is Christian Officer Shabia, Speaker under Commanding General Yohana, right? So tonight is scripture breakdown class, and I'll be hosting the class tonight. And with me, I have Officer Mike. These are the voices here, and Officer Makoyat, right? So again, you should know the voices as time goes by, something, right? So again, tonight is Easter Easter Monday and then right. So again, all these things by now, Isupk, not the first time you're seeing Isupk on the live stream. We always talk about all these holidays. You're not supposed to be taking part in all these holidays and things right from the list. From the list, go straight on from New Year's, Carnival, the Valentine's Day, and now we're in Easter and then right, same thing go further down the line. We go on to all these holidays, Emancipation Day, Independence Day, Christmas and all these things, right? And the reason why again you're not paying attention to all these things is the things we're really be coming behind it. I'm not studying the history behind these things and them, right? Because those are the eats and drinks and thing, right? And the linemen and all and the linemen and thing and the fun with everybody coming when that day come, right? And I'm studying way and truly I have myself being a pagan or celebrating something that really wicked and evil and thing. When I watch all these holidays and them, they have a lot of evil behind them, right? And because of the eats and drinks, saying by you look into it and thing, but they're studying that and not realizing that hey, if somebody murder my husband or I murder my child and thing, right? Hey, why gonna celebrate? Why gonna look to celebrate that for? And thing, right? You ain't gonna celebrate that, but these are the things they should be looking into all these holidays and them, right? So the same thing happening. They ain't want to do that, but these things have a lot of evil behind them, and all these holidays. When you go back to just get a small pointers, Christmas is a man who making out with his mother and thing, right? Having sex with his mother and thing, right? Valentine's Day, two men making out with each other and thing, right? But often they decide the eats and the drinks and thing, right? And when they go through Easter and all through the same thing happening right now, we follow up all Easter. And again, we as big artists and all too big people we as the little trend and all it have some kind of common sense that they realize hey, this is right here, watching the egg and all these things and not realizing hey, these things rabbits will lay egg and then yeah, when you try and get involved in these things and some people just want to celebrate it just to say well hey, it's because of the trend to celebrate it, but really and truly is you. And then, right, because you the head of your children and them, right? So it's really you want to celebrate that, not the children and them. So again, you can make them not celebrate that, but if you celebrating it, so you're making the children them celebrate it, right? So I when we think Easter again have not Easter is really the Passover and have things to show that in the Bible itself, right?
Right.
And other reports itself to show that and all the rest. So we go into the Zondervan Bible dictionary, right? And you'll see what Easter really is, right? And what the Christian church now taking all these lies and always forming lies with the Most High word, right? That's like I see no difference to the Christian church marrying man and man marrying in the Christian church, woman and woman marrying in the Christian church, right? And you go in the scriptures, these things again. It's written already that a man should not live with mankind. You go in the whole of Leviticus and thing, you go see this and all too. You will see this and all too. These are the things where people get put to death and thing, right? But again now, because under the under mercy right now, right? Under the Most High, that's the girl right now, we taking advantage of the Most High laws. Not like to say like, hey, you have to do something wrong now. You know not to do that. And then right, you're getting the penalty. So now no penalty right now, but just getting grace. Having the Most High mercy and grace, and now we thinking, hey, they could celebrate where you want and them, but a lot of evils that be with these things again when the time reach and thing, right? And currently some people don't even know that hey, if I didn't celebrate Easter this year, this would have never happened. I might have able to do this or do that and thing, right? So again, all these things again is again because of we pastors and them, right? Are they yeah. Right. So all these things again is because of we pastors and them, right? Not teaching with the knowledge again. And when I go and watch the history of these Christian church and thing, right? The founders of these Christian churches always be oppressors and them. The same people had you into slavery, same people teaching we pastors and them. So again, they're teaching them what them want them to teach them and not the truth. Because that's like what black people, certain time black people, they didn't want them to read they didn't want them to read and read the Bible. Not the matter they didn't want them to read it. The Bible didn't want them to read because they would have realized the Bible is the history book and thing, right? And things, right? So the same thing that will happen here again. And the same thing they didn't want to read. So now they bring the pastors and them the same way now. So reach a time now they don't want to be over we, but it's still over we. No matter we have when we pastors and them, the oppressor and them still over because these is the ones already teaching we people and thing, right? Not be self-teaching, but we have the ISPK now, right? Again, now started at 1969, Harlem Street, New York, now spread all over the world, teaching Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians the truth, right? Right. We all start on commandments of people that again, we waking up and thing and spreading right through. Again, we have in Jamaica, we have in Trinidad, Haiti, and thing, right? So these again what the Musa is set up for Black people to teach Black people. So even when you go in the scriptures and Christ is Black, Paul is Black, Moses is Black, Aaron is Black, Nehemiah Black, all these prophets and them were always Black men teaching Black people and them, right? So now we are East Indians teaching we want to teach we culture. Let me just say it, want to teach we, but they're not teaching we anything, right? All that's about the money. We have white men, we have Caucasian men want to teach we culture and thing, and that is not so according to the Bible and thing, right? When you go to the laws, statutes, and commandments, it's so again Black people, laws as a nation, right? So give me Psalms 147 verse 19, right?
The book of Psalms. The book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
So now this is where you have to know, right? So you haven't dealt with any other nations, right? And for the Mosai laws, statute and judgment, no other nation has known this except the nation of Israel. So this is now what we have to watch now and thing, right? So he don't let we know again is the only the nation of Israel gave the laws, statutes and judgments for, right? So now we have to watch we brothers and them. So don't let you know already. East Indian can never be teaching we the Bible and thing, right? Chinese could never be teaching with the Bible. Caucasians could never be teaching with the Bible. And when you go and watch today, all the founders of the Christian church and then is Caucasians and then right, the Jehovah's Witness, the Assemblies Adventists, the Anglican, the Pentecostals and them. You just name it going down the line, and then after that, all these other nations just joining in and feel like this, because again when you go and watch church now is a billionaire empire. And then I said, they don't know what they think. That's like oil making billions of dollars. The churches and the Christian church making billions of dollars off Black Hispanics and Native Indians. They go and watch Brazil and all the other Hispanics and them is and thing. You go see again how they just making the economy of we now, right? And again, we not moving this thing because again, this is what they're letting we Christian path. This is what they tell me Christian path. There's not to read these scriptures to we and thing, right? And now we have brave men now are speaking now, letting brothers and sisters know who we as a people, God's statutes and commandments, who is God's chosen people, right? And again, Easter have nothing to do with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Easter is really the Passover and thing, right? So again, we'll just go through one or two things just to show again that when these things come around, we're not supposed to be taking part in these things and have a lot of prophets to show these things and all, right? So we'll go with Easter, right?
Easter, from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Easter correctly renders Passover.
Right, so Easter, I'm saying down the one Bible Dictionary, Easter is the Passover and thing, right? So again, this is how they keep on losing we and thing, right? But again, we are destroyed for lack of knowledge. These are even this in Hosea chapter 4 and 6 and all two again. So all these things, the reason why again, because every Christian leaders in the pockets are the oppressors and them, right? And you will see again why they will continue doing these things again, right? So let's go to Daniel chapter. Let's go to Daniel. Yeah. That would be fun. Yeah. Let's go to Daniel chapter 7 verse 25. Come on.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
They shall speak great words against the Most High. And there's somebody again that not for the that either for the Most High or against the Most High. So it's either I love the Most High or hate the Most High. And right, and this person against the Most High. So they hate the Most High. And again, right? And when Daniel gave me a warning here right now again that hey, look out for these people and things, and they understand why you tell me that now. To look out for these people, right? So again, these people not for the Most High, right? Go ahead.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High. So now this is somebody belonging. This is somebody now belonging to the Most High. You know who belong to the Most High, right? To the from Genesis, go straight down to Revelations. You will see they're talking about one people. That is the nation of Israel. This is God chosen people. There are many names he called we in the Bible. He wife. He compare himself to for the children of Israel being his wife and all right. Then after he first born and all too against a lot of verses he compared the nation of Israel to him, right? He love her and all too again, right? So a lot of verses they compare the children of Israel and say now the saints and all to Israel again and we go what now the saints is the children of Israel, right? So they say now he gain them now they shall wear all the saints and we go understand again what happening again why we wear out and all too again, right? Because we are destroyed for lack of knowledge, right? Go ahead.
And think to change times and laws.
And think to change times and laws. And right now, again, what happened right here now? This is what happened right here now. So again, we already know that always they know the man. This is what the Isupk say. The devil is the white man who because they can teach a man because what happening right here, right now. No Satan changing times and laws. So when you go and watch this the other day in the United States, they went into these savings and thing, right? So that's for no reason and thing, right? Them just going into these savings to save time because when you go and watch darkness coming, so they know they get more time now to deal with to make more money. So now they come with these savings and things. So now it's like certain business now, but that darkness coming, people will look into like we just change time so to get extra hour out of them and push it back and thing, right? We're going to want to change the savings and all two again. So like time again, and then after you go see like seasons and all two again. And right now, when you go and watch here right now, this is what happened right here now that again change times and seasons that you want to go and watch now. The first month of the year should really be between March and April, right? And this is always with the Passover was always around this period and all two, right? And you go see why again. Even with them, why they change it and all two again. So this is not what they're saying, they're changing times and season, right? So I have a little article here now, they will show that again, that the beginning of the year was always between March and April.
Right.
Or something like that. Just send it to you. Yeah. Was always between March and April, right?
Whatever it's like.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
This is an article from Britannica, and it states, some people have proposed that the modern custom originated in France, officially with the Edict of Roussillon, promulgated in August in 1564, in which Charles the Sixth decreed that the new year would no longer begin on Easter, as had been common throughout the Christendom, but rather on January 1st, because Easter was a lunar and because Easter was a lunar and therefore movable date. Those who clung to the old ways were the April Fools. Others have suggested that the timing of the day may be related to the vernal equinox on March 21st, a time when people are fooled by sudden changes in weather.
All right, so when I go and watch this now, right, so when you go and watch now Easter, all right? So all these is pagan holidays and thing, right? And when you go and watch Easter, right, compared to these other pagan holidays, you go see that it more or less dated. It more or less dated, right? And they more or less use the moon for Easter. And then right compared to the Christmas Day when Christmas Day really dated on December 25th, right? So whenever Christmas Day come around, it's the same day for December 25th, right? But we're going on Easter now because they have to use the moon and then right. And using that moon now, it's going back from Easter, they're using the moon to step even carnival again, right? And this is all part of the oppressors and them holidays and them right and you to go back even from carnival. So Easter that's dropping there, so Easter that's dropping. So they're using Easter itself now to get the dates line up and all too. So go back even to celebrate carnival. So when you go back now, you will see that after carnival they go into Lent and they coming down the line and then they come straight into Easter and all too. So they're using the same thing here right now to set it right. And because I know, like, between April and Easter now, that gave the acceptance for the new year. We're going to tell you which date could be coming and all too. So they wanted again now to move the thing to January now. We're going to find that when they move it to January, that could be a permanent that month could be permanent itself. We won't have no shift in that, right? So now they're like, hey, this is where it is here. And then right, so they move it from there and they carry it to January. So now it no movements are early with that to get them dates where they want it. So now there we go and carry the in way to January, and this is what they do. And the reason why I get the April Fools now is like, hey, these are the people now who are still considering that April is the first month of the year. And then, right, and this is all that way I see wrong this time now, and first like times get hard with black people and all too. Black people instead of time to fool around and all too again to say about April Fools and thing now. Black people now is like, long time when you so some couple years ago that still had time to say about like a fool here and all kind of thing. Instead people is having time now to make pranks and all kind of thing, right? So because the place get hard, even the children and all this oppression and all too. Right now them children is studying how to tell them what they're feeling hungry. If you get this, we'll get that and all too. They ain't having time to play, right? To make pranks and it forces hard on black people. And just as that's what we read in Daniel 7 verse 20, you shall wear out the sins, sins and them, right? God chosen people. And you see what again happen right here. So they move this and all too, and then after with all that we still want to take part in all these things when it come around and all too, right? So one of the things I know too when coming to the food, like every other pagan holiday when come up, it have the foods to go with. It had the foods and them to go with it, whether it be lawful or unlawful. But the thing about it, what happening with black people, we not running the business. We don't have the businesses and things, so they're controlling it and all too. And by we following the Christian pastors, we're going to make the other nations and them rich because of the things they're doing. Right. So give me Deuteronomy 28 and I think verse 16.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Right, and cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Right, and when you go and watch you again, don't control none of these businesses and in the city. And right, and when you go and watch you in the field and all too, it's like, hey, that's minor, that's small. And right, when you go and watch all the people who are all the gardens, all the land, and right, the other nations and them, right? And now when you go and watch now, they're coming around now with the holidays now, and now we now want to take part, and not what happening here now, the only cities, the only fields and them, right? And now we want to say, hey, let me go and celebrate what they want and thing now. And now again, now we don't own nothing. So now they will come now and jack up all these they will jack up all these prices these things and them now we're taking part in Easter. So when we go and look like Christmas, again, so it's a lawful meat, it's a unlawful meat and thing, right? So Christmas now again we have people like to eat ham, right? So now that some people go say, buy now eating pork and thing, right? They go eat turkey ham. But like that's what's going on. millions of people coming to buy pork, right? And millions of people coming to buy turkey, and everything going up. And then, right, and whatever going with the ham to season these meat and them, that means not just the ham alone going up, they come with every other thing we're going up with what we're using. So again, it's like seasoning go be on a high going up and all too, because whatever people want to go and take the season these meat and all too, it going up on a high and all too for these things again, right? I want to go and watch now for Easter and thing, right? So a lot of things now, people for Easter now, they like to cook fish for this Easter and thing, right? We're going to watch now for fish now. It's like, hey, right now, and you're vexed. You're vexed with you're vexed with yourself because now when you go and watch fish, you usually know, and fish done expensive already. It's not even going down. Normally, just so it's still expensive. Fish selling what kind of $20 a pound, $25 a pound according to what's the fish and thing. And even the cheapest fish might be getting about maybe $15 a pound. So the whole, you want 2 pounds of fish, your son and your daughter getting 1 slice. And then they can't even enjoy 2 slices. And much less again if the trying like fried fish. And also they ain't getting through that 2 slices. Because black people again they don't have any money. They don't have any money and they dust for all these things again, right? And now you go see again when you come around to Easter now the fish prices are going up again because this is now the food where there's come along with Easter salt fish and provision. So the provision going up and all too again, right? The men was just waiting and they waited next year as if the damn thing they don't look into to go and plant sweet potato back, yam back, cassava back and thing, right? Because somewhere down the line again, one of these vegetables again will be using down the line again for one of these holidays going down the line and thing, and that's what the most I say shall weigh out the things something, right? All your money and all your this thing you want to go and do like everybody, you want to go and celebrate Easter and you want to go and buy fish and thing, right? You want to go and buy a dumpling, you want to go and buy flour and thing, right? And all vegetables and thing, right? And again the expense because now you alone. So our population 1.4 and then right and just trust me, the Isupk and not like check that calculation, yeah. So I just showing you the numbers again of the people going and support these things again, right? So 1.4. So you just say the Isupk was just a population just people following laws like you just say 100,000 and thing, right? You're talking about 1/3. Again, 1,200,000 people going and buy fish, provision, seasoning, everything and thing, and they make a killing, right? They say I think they make a killing on the Easter again, and you know what? If the black man is stay away from that, you didn't have to go and buy that fish for their price, and you will see just after that the fish price just going back down. The fish price just raised because the amount of people now coming to support that and all, right? So when you go to thing, you go see this again when coming to these holidays and all today. So you go see now again for the Passover again. You go see that again around the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Christ and all too again, you know, Christ always keep the Most High law, statutes and commandments, whether it be the feast days and all, whether it be the dietary law and thing, right? Whether it be the way of clothing and thing, you'll never see that you hear about Christ walking naked. And then Christ was always clothed and all to say he keep all the Most High laws and all to. And this is really smart thing just coming again and people just waiting for a pray when these holidays come around. And even with Christ and all had was to get vexed with his people and all to again with the smartness to try. And no different from here today. When you go and watch, you're going to see people jacking up the prices when come around to Easter and something we're not supposed to be celebrating. I say, well, you know what? Okay, is the Lord Passover, and you're still jack it up and thing, right? But the Lord gonna get more vexed with you now because Christ get vexed with the people for something they are celebrating, right? And they jack up the price, and now they're jacking up the price as something with the Most High displeased about. And then we're not supposed to be celebrating. So give me this one. Matthew. No, give me John 13 and 17. John 13, yeah, John 2, verse 13.
God. The book of John, chapter 2 and verse 13. And the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Yahushua went up to Jerusalem and found in the temple those who sold oxen and sheep and doves and the changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out all the changers' money, and overthrew the tables. Verse 16, and said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my father's house an house of merchandise.
Right. So we're going to watch now again, right? So again, this is smartness of some people, and so they know, hey, this is only the Mosai feast, the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened, where people come in to celebrate, right? So Jerusalem. So we're going to watch all these other cities in Jerusalem. These are all the people now gathering, because they know again we have to come and celebrate the Mosai Passover. So even Christ showing that even Christ was celebrating the Mosai Passover, right? And the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and right, which we should be celebrating, not Easter, not that egg, egg and in the Christian church. Rabbits don't lay egg, and thing, right? This is the real thing what happened, real event what happened with the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, where the Mosai wipe out the Egyptians and them, right? And thing, right? For the nation of Israel, right? And this is what happened here now. They was coming to celebrate the Passover and thing, right? Don't go and watch all the other cities, but Bethlehem and thing, right? Bethlehem, we have Bethany is the next one close to Bethlehem. Yeah? Galilee, Galilee, it's the next one close to Bethlehem and all too. It starts with B and all too. That next city and all in Jerusalem. Bethany or something. Yeah? Bethlehem? No, Bethlehem. Dan Nazareth and all too, right? Dan Nazareth and all too. So all these again cities in Jerusalem, and these are people among them coming now, and they know, hey, we coming up to the Passover and thing, right? And now the people now, this is smartness thing now, and this is where we just pick up again. We just pick up these customs from everything and always mount out smart with people and thing, right? And see now Christ get vexed and all too again, because Christ know the spirit these people have and thing, right? And what you do, they started jack up the prices. They started jack up the prices of these things and them, because they know the people now coming and thing, right? So more or less again, it's like strangers, they're not wrong and thing, right? But the people are wrong. The people who might be in Jerusalem going to know, hey, these are not the prices these people were selling these things and them for them. Now they realize, but now them jack up this thing because people are now coming now. So only the people might be in Jerusalem that know this was the original price of it, but because of the other neighbors and them coming to celebrate now, they jack it up, and then right, the abundance of people coming. And this is the same thing now again they're doing in they're doing theater day again, right? So something we're not celebrating, they're jacking up the prices again, because they know the mass majority of people celebrating these things again. And God displeased about Easter. So again, the Black Hispanic, if you feel they're going to celebrate Easter and they say, well, you know what? I don't mind paying that money for that fish and thing as long as for the Mosai. Yeah, Mosai is vexed with you right now, because you know what? They're getting robbed for one and thing, right? And it's not something at the Mosai again, right? And this is what they're talking about in Daniel. So we are the same. They're celebrating something and not supposed to be celebrating and things, right? I know Christ get mad, he tell them where you go from here and thing, right? He get mad at the brothers and them for what they was doing and thing, right? And the same thing happen here again, how there's robbery and things for when these seasons and things come about and thing, right? And so that's why I say as they go up between, and the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Jesus, Christ went up into Jerusalem, and then right again, Christ was keeping the Passover, and also again, right? And the Christian church now again, they use this again and say that men was gambling in the temple and thing, right? And thing, right? The headquarters, you see like the headquarters and thing where everybody was coming. There was no gambling and thing. People raised the prices. And the things that people would have need for the Passover and thing, right? And they jack up the prices. And Christ was vexed for that. And not the matter like, it was scarce, whatever. It did and they jack it up, but this is a mass majority of people. So when you go and watch now, this what should be happening and thing right now in Trinidad and thing because of the Passover itself. We should have be happy people that's waiting outside to jack up prices and all to again. But they have no jacking up no prices because nobody is celebrating the Passover except in the ISUPK and thing, right? We're celebrating the Passover. No Christian, no Pentecostal again in celebrating no Passover. No Roman Catholic in celebrating no Passover, no Sundays in celebrating no Passover. And that just show you how much you love the Caucasians and them, right? The founders of all these churches and them, how you love them and you hate the Most High. And then, right? But you're right, you reject the knowledge of the Most High. And then you love your pastor. And then, right? And you hate God. You love your pastor and you hate God. And then, right? But God have a punishment for you and your pastor. And then, right? Give me Isaiah 30 and give me Isaiah 30 and 10.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 10.
What?
Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit.
And this is what the people in Christian church want to hear. Them don't want to hear about the Mosiah and Passover. Them don't want to hear about the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Them don't want to hear about these things and them. Them want to hear about Christmas. Tell me about Christmas. Tell me about Easter. Tell me about Valentine's Day. Tell me about Carnival. Me wind down low, naked as a bone, and think that's a 1-2 piece. And yes, come back Ash Wednesday, and say yes, Lord, forgive me for what I do. And every year you're doing the same thing over in the Christian church. The Christian church setting Carnival, and now people don't know this and how to do it. The Christian church is setting Carnival every year, and thing right. And it's time like hey, but wait now. Oh, after Carnival, Ash Wednesday is the same day after Carnival. Yes, because them set Carnival, them setting you to go in a 2-piece and wine, then naked with the jockey shorts and all, and the boxers and all too. And the next day, you out in your clothes normal. And if a boy hold you, you're going to call the police for assault. But a man you don't know, could hold holding it that's in your underwear and do your want and no problem. But that next man you put on all the clothes thing. And the man see and say hello. Think about it, like you're watching the man strange and thing, and and there are all this thing about the loss of these things again with the Christian churches celebrate and thing, right? And again how dangerous it is again celebrating these things again, right? And this is the one time the right the people in Christian church. Them want to hear all the lies and things. They don't want no truth. They don't want no truth about the Most High and things, right? They want to hear them women again. They want the other man with the face smooth and things, right? They don't go and watch him any Isupk and things, it have and even Christ and all. When they go and watch the facial features of one man, Christ was keeping our facial features, and we have laws about the facial features with a man that you shouldn't have bald head and thing, right? That shiny thing with them Egyptians and them is doing and thing, right? And even with the bed, not supposed to be taking no line up. So you can bring down your bed and thing, right? Make it if you want to broom it, make it look neat, and if you want to go a big and wide the same way, but not no line up something, right? You can take no sideburns and thing, right? And things the same way. And even Christ was keeping that facial feature. But when you go and watch somebody thing, you see it happening to the reason some of these men and some of these things with these men and things, it's like they're easy to drop some of these things with the men in the but again. When they go back with that same Christianity and all, everything about the Christian church just wrong. When they go in 1 Corinthians 11, when they go in 1 Corinthians 11:3, the Most High telling that the head of the woman is the man, but men is getting down on their knees and asking women, "Will you marry me?" And thing, and somebody here, some of them men and them who get blank, it's good for you. And also, sorry to say that, but it's really good. And also, sorry, we didn't know better now, but now again, we reject the ISUPK. Nah, them men and them, we encourage all kind of thing. And then after now, when a woman home, you have to bow down to a woman because that's exactly what you're doing and think you're doing that. Christ never Christ never want a man to bow down to a woman. You always see that the woman verses go show that the woman is the weaker vessel. Woman obey your husband in 1 Timothy 2:12. I think somewhere wrong there. We'll tell you again in subjection of your thing. The most I do want the woman to have authority over the man and thing, right? And we're going to watch these things again. Yeah, the woman them causing a lot of these men, I think, because the men them love the woman and they don't want to go against the woman. And your destruction, just like Eve, Adam and Eve. Yeah, the most that was there's no storybook and they say Adam and Eve and thing. The most we know, hey, you have to put a woman in an order and thing, right? Because they want to put Adam then put Eve in an order and what will happen and thing. Ultimate destruction come to he because why he didn't put a woman in an order. Then how a woman listening to he and how a woman listening to other people. And there is someone going with a woman and think, I'm a friend on my phone and thing whatever. The friend on your phone and something go wrong with you and thing. He just ready to slip up and take you away from thing and anything whatever. And he ain't putting that and thing. Yeah, I'm a friend on my phone and thing whatever. I'm a good friend. She have plenty good friends. And she just you alone she should be good friend. And thing too, right? You say no that they have some men might have to be on a woman phone because of the work, they might have a manager or something is a man and might have to call they go have certain business thing going on and thing. I say they go expect certain things and thing, but not no. You know, when you go and watch now all these set of friends and things, them friends just waiting for you just to go wrong. And even you're doing the right thing and all the good, them finding that the counseling your woman and all too again, right? So again, a lot of these things again because of the women and all too again, they hate the Mosai laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
And some of these women and all, if they really check Christ and all too, yeah, no Christ died for the nation of Israel. If they really understand the Mosai spirit and all too, they hate Christ and all too. And all too, all that thing about my loving Jesus and all kind of thing, right? My loving Jesus and thing, right? And when they go and watch you pulling up the Christian church, it's them women and thing. And when they go and watch now with the children, who celebrating Christmas and thing. Or you love Christ, or you know that and everybody know Christmas wrong. You barren and them singing song about when time come around. I know Christmas, they say Christmas is a pagan holiday. I know kind of all the song go and thing whatever, but you know you saying you love it and thing whatever, and you go see again that even women they say they love Christ. My loving Christ, they will tell me about my thing and they really and truly, or you hate Christ and thing, and you're not understanding Christ's spirit and thing, or you understanding the pastor spirit and thing, or you love the pastor and you hate Christ, and that way exactly going on in the Christian church and thing today. And the same thing Easter come around again. Next year waiting again, they're gonna wait to celebrate Easter and thing again, which again the Mosai do not want no part in, right? Amos 5:20.
The book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 20. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, no brightness in it? Verse 21. I hate and despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
What?
Verse 22. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy violence.
Right, and when you go and watch this whole thing, that's what you're talking about and thing, right? Every one of these holidays and them, there's always some eating and thing, right? Always some singing and thing, and the Mosaic is speech, but none of these things the Mosaic set up for the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Did not set up Valentine's Day, did not set up Carnival Day, he did not set up New Year's Day, he did not set up Christmas, Halloween, Labor Day, Emancipation Day, all them again, all them black people feel like doing something and dressing up as Africans on the when emancipation come around and these people were sleeping, Africans is the one who sleep with the mother and the father, sleeping with the sister, sleeping with animals and thing, right? But then know again, these are the people who God was warning in the Bible about, hey, don't do this and don't do that. And we're thinking, yeah, I Africans and thing, right? But I not one, and I want no part of being African. And thing, right? Because what means I don't want to sleep with my sister, I don't want to sleep with my mother, I don't want to sleep with a man, and thing. Boy, hey, these people sick.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, go watch all the peace offering and all these things again. I feel like I could just come again and you know what? Let me go up on my season, let me go and put on our best cook and all two again. And you know some of these things like you know how dangerous again how these when these things come about and thing, right? Valentine's Day and thing, right? Your woman home, you never know a woman could cook so good for Christmas Day and birthdays and all kind of things. She put all this spirit and you back to normal. And them normally the food and taste and so 100 and thing, right? So she want to make sure who come in by she put on she best cook day and thing. She got that spirit into thing. And you go see a lot of people now instead of holidays and all to the coming and the taking part of the lineman and thing, right? And you see again how the you know the spirit all over for these holidays and all too again, right? And this we most I say always singing and thing, he wants new part. And also, no matter your song and thing, you put on your phone, you go in that person to this and that, you're singing. You want new part of that Eastern thing, right? And and it just continue to show again, right? No matter what thing, right? That wickedness you're doing to the Most High, and you won't tell me about that and all too again, right? So again, Easter have nothing to do with the Most High, right? So you go to Exodus chapter 12 and verse 1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Verse 3. Speak ye unto the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers.
Right? And when you go and watch this now, like, you know, when again now it's like anytime we hear lamb come about now, we done already Passover coming up and thing, right? So now it's like, hey, if you didn't know certain things, you know when you hear the now in the verses you know already, hey, that the Passover, that the first month of the year. Anytime you start to hear lamb, you not feel like you know you're going to cook a lamb, but you know, like that should be in a spirit, hey, Passover lamb, unleavened bread. Way boy, I tell you know I got to eat a little hard bread. For I don't know what talking this season about the Most High feast, but you know what? I think you know that will happen at event. You know I got to eat a little hard bread for that time for 7 days and thing, right? You know what? But why the Most High was great to me, and I pray in that respect for the Most High do it for the in the land of Egypt and thing, right? We take care of our forefathers and thing, right? Again, that will happen again. We have still be on that bondage under the Egyptians and them, right? So I know and thing, right? So when you hear anybody Passover, like, hey, lamb on 11 bread, lamb on 11 bread, and thing, right? And they didn't know we going about and then gathering 7 days and thing, right? And you know, like, hey, yeah, boy, and thing like that. And you know, this is how it should be commenting that first month, and right, the spirit should be having and thing, right? And that's really thing, right? So go to verse
Verse 4. And if the house, Salakia, I'll go read from verse 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse 3. Speak ye unto all the children of the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. Verse 4. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out of the sheep or from the goats.
Right. So when you go and watch this now, so this is the brotherhood coming in, this is not the brotherhood coming in and all too. So even like we do just take this for the Passover and all too again. So you know the household again, the lamb big and thing like that. Now you know the household I start too and things. So most like you know, hey, that next household and all too, let it come and or you come together and share it and all too again, right? So sometimes some people know in the house, so they make some things and things, right? And they know the neighbor, they know the neighbor, they're not doing so good and all too again, and some of them so wicked, they rather just waste and thing, right? You know, they had a spirit like KFC. And sometimes KFC again, you know, again, when they go on with these people and then the same spirit out, you know, somebody think they you know, it wasting. And before they get the people out, they throw it in the rubbish and thing, right? All the leftover food they get steal food and thing. I know they could really help out the people and some of the people on the streets and thing. And this is the spirit some of these people have here. So we'll have things here. And this is the most I show the brotherhood that you should have your neighbor and things, right? That hey, go on bring across the neighbor and always share up this and too. And same thing when you go on want some of the thing some of you will have enough things, right? And we we are enough and when self say boy, I know my neighbor walk across they're really struggling and time when I say boy let me go and give them let me go and help them out and thing right? And most I go that spirit that you that spirit that given and what because he had that issue in that here for the blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians and this is all these things the most I showing me and then all these stories not for granted and thing, right? Pass over, taking from the this neighbor to come with the next neighbor and sharing it and all right. And you go and watch now. You always say now in verse 5, your lamb shall be without blemish, a meal of the first year you shall make it out from the sheep or from the goat, right? And when you go and watch now, like this is a lamb or a fresh lamb and then right the meat soft and then right the tender and then right. I know that some people now see same thing happen now with some people. They're not getting you. But the next thing now is like this now. Some people have now, and when they start the gain it when it's old. And it ain't no more use to them. Like they are cake and thing. They don't have the cake there already. They eat all the cake. But when the cake looking to get more rancid, they're looking to get they're looking to get the household right next to it. And then when the cake was like brand new, smelling good, they want to get them the cake and thing now. And like that brotherhood now. Like this now, when the cake and thing, that was wicked spirit and all too. The same thing here again, the most I know the trend is Israel and all too, right? And thing I say, yeah, thing, don't feel like and give me some old lamb. The Lord say, hey, give me a lamb without blemish. Right. No spot. It's looking strong, it's looking healthy. And then I say the same thing when you make some of your food and then don't make food. All the time when you make the food, the few hours you make the food, you ain't give the neighbor it. And then by coming to get them the food a day and a half after, 2 days after the cake, whatever I think, because you're fed up by it and thing, right? Don't have that spirit and you and thing, right? Like one what you think this is the most I work for the nation and Israel to move in love. Right. And thing, right? Had that spirit charity and you and thing, right? Right through. No wickedness and thing, right? And the same thing keep on going on and thing, right? The most I worry to keep the most I pass over. Every one of these things again could sure to be a different person and all to the Passover, the law, statutes, commandments, and thing, right? Everyone. And thing, right? The main in the Bible, every one of these books, and I'm going to show a different thing how to be. And all to right? Adam and Eve go from Genesis and all to not just about the Passover, but let's check the things in the Passover, what happened in the Passover and all to right? Right. So let me go to I go to Matthew 26 and that's all. I go to Matthew 21 and verse 1. Conquer.
Book of Matthew, chapter 21, and verse 1. And when they drew nigh unto Jerusalem, and were come to Bethphage, unto the Mount of Olives. Then sent Jesus 2 disciples, verse 2, saying unto them, Go into the village over against you, and straightway ye shall find an ass tied, and a colt with her. Loose them and bring them unto me. Verse 3, and if any man say aught unto you, ye shall say, The Lord hath need of them, and straightway he will send them. Verse 4, all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet saying. Verse 5.
Right, go ahead. Right, so this was a prophecy. This was a prophecy in Genesis, right? You know that they tell you that Christ again will be at a certain time he'll be coming through with that donkey and thing, right? So when they go back and this shall be fulfilled, right? So, and even when they start again, the pastors again will not like read these things again, because when you go and read these things now, that's leading you back Christ to the 12 tribes of Israel. And right? And when you talk about 12 tribes, they're talking about the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. You're talking about Issachar, Naphtali, Asher, Reuben, Gad, Manasseh, Levi, Benjamin, Zebulun, and then right, Simeon, right? And thing, right? So all the 12 tribes of Israel, it's leading me back to this now. So again, they're not going and read these scriptures to wake up black people, and also again that these were the prophecy of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? And one of these things was prophesied from the tribe of Judah is that Christ again will be coming from the tribe of Judah, and also he will be ruling his brothers and them, right? So we go to Genesis 49 and verse 11, right? We'll come back to Matthew 21.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 11. Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass's foal unto the choice vine, he washed his garment in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes.
Right, and this was the prophecy that again to show that when Christ thing, right? And there's a lot of others and thing, right? But this was to show that again Christ will be coming with that ass, with everything, with the clothing, everything, right?
Right.
And this now I go back and now this was the Jacob was dying and thing, right? And this is what he called the 12 sons, and he gave them the prophecy that what will be happening but to them in the future and thing, right? And when I go back to this now, this was more or less the name of Judah, which is Judah is the Negroes, which more or less holding in the United States of America and thing, right? So Benjamin is all the black people in the West Indies, right? Levi the Haitians and them, right? We are God the Native Indians and then right, yeah, the Native American Indians and the reservoirs and then right, we are Issachar and then right, the spirit Issachar, that working spirit that prophesied in here with them too again. So all these things again when they go through then go be reading this for me to focus on this black the 12 tribes of Israel is black people and then right, and has nothing to do with the other nations and them, right? So we go back to Matthew 21 back again, right?
Yeah. The book of Matthew, chapter 21. And
It's about verse 3. No. We stop at 4. Yeah.
The book of Matthew, chapter 21 and verse 4. All this was done, it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet saying, Tell ye the daughter of Zion, behold, the king cometh unto thee, meek and sitting upon an ass, and a colt, the foal of an ass. Verse 6. And his disciples went and did as Yahweh commanded them. Verse 7. And brought the ass and the colt, and put on them their clothes, and they set him thereon. Verse 8. And a very great multitude spread their garments in the way. Others cut down branches from the trees and strawed them in the way. Verse 9, and the multitude that went before and that followed cried, saying, Hosanna, the Son of David, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord, Hosanna in the highest.
All right, and we're going to watch this now. This is now again when we Christian the Christian church now take this now for we Palm Sunday and thing now and think this when this was just a record that is something a prophecy was something was taking place with Christ and thing, right? And this was never no event that the nation of Israel was celebrating and all to say same thing again. They're taking things again, forming their own things out here. And the things where the Mosai set up and things for black people to celebrate it. There's not one of them in the Christian church we celebrating, right? So when you go and check the Mosai Passover, Christian church not celebrating Passover, they're not celebrating the Feast of Unleavened Bread, they're not celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles, the Feast of Trumpets, the Day of Atonement, the Feast of Purim, right? The Feast of Dedication, right? So all these seasons when come around and thing, right? But see again, this is what again now will make we sin against the Most High and thing, right? And same thing happening here again. The Most High didn't set up this story and thing and we Christian church celebrating this. There's no record of we celebrating Palm Sunday and what they call them Palm Sunday today, which is really Easter Monday. Right. So they know what happened here. I go on to the take the because our church that set up again, they take the holiday and they push it to the Monday and thing, right? And the sad thing about this now is that it's only like in the Western Easter Monday is a holiday. Good Friday is a holiday. But you go in America and things, you go in the other countries and things, they just have it like a recognition. I know when you go in the States, they go in the church and things, but not no holiday. That is a normal day for them in the United States, right, and other countries and things, right? They just get any recognition. But we down here, that is a holiday for we say that, you know what? The people, the oppressors and things, right? Them do itself have that as a holiday. But the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, we have to celebrate that as a holiday and thing, right? So if you go and watch it today in thing in the United States and thing, right, or England, this is not a holiday. And thing. This is not a holiday. Them didn't have to steal from work today. Right. And thing, right? I know what happened, you know? You have to steal from work. You ain't gonna get paid for you're not gonna get paid for that day. And thing, right? Right. And you have to and thing, right? And then after you're done, go and get paid, and you take all your money. You celebrate, you go and buy your saltfish, you go and buy your flour, you go and buy your provision, all these things again. The Most High knows nothing about Palm Sunday and thing, right? No Easter Monday, no Good Friday and thing, right? Because these things nothing thing, right? The Most High know about just what we know about the Leviticus 23, all the feast days he give it a keep. All the Sabbaths and when the time come around every Saturday come about and thing, right? It's the 7th day and thing, right? This is what we know about again, and let's see what happens here again. All these things again, they're taking and they're just making we fools and thing, right? Making we sin against the Most High and thing, right? And it's time again we listen to the Isupk annually come and do the Most High Lord Saturday, come and keep the Most High feast days and then come every gather. And thing, right? So let me go to Zephaniah 2:1. This is what the Most High is saying here. Right?
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
And this is what the Most High is saying. Gather yourselves together. So Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we have to gather ourselves together. The people nobody likes, and right, nobody likes Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and every other nations want to take advantage of it. They want to murder we, they want to rape we, they want to extort we, and right, we have to come together as a nation, right? And with that, I'll pass the class over to Priest and Officer Mike, right?
The officer shot. I give officer shot a hand again. Right, so we're going to continue. Right, straight in from Officer Shah, where Officer Shah was bringing on so heavy, right, and then showing you how the oppressors, right, continually come to push, right, this Easter pagan tradition upon the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, right, especially here in Trinidad and Tobago, all right, and what he was bringing out is so heavy because just as he was saying, Easter has nothing to do with the Passover of the Bible, right? Easter is a pagan celebration, right? And we're going to go in and show a little bit, right, about this pagan celebration, right? But before we get into it, right, we're going to give me John chapter 8 and verse 32, Baba Kusha. All right? Right, we'll get John chapter 8 and verse 32. Right, and now we're going to see the truth on this matter, right? We're going to understand where the origins of this holiday come from, right? And we're going to kind of bring it down into the context of Trinidad and Tobago, all right? So go ahead, Baba Kusha.
The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth.
And ye shall do what?
Ye shall know the truth.
Right, so the Bible says, right, we're going to know the truth. Go ahead.
And the truth shall make you free.
Right, and the truth is what is going to set us free, right? And the truth is that the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man is supposed to be keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Right? You're not supposed to be celebrating no Easter, no Christmas, right? No carnival, no Halloween, none of these pagan holidays, right? We are supposed to be celebrating. All right? We're supposed to be keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
Right.
You Black man, you Hispanic man, you Native Indian man, right? From there, jump across to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 64, Baba Kusha.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 64.
Go ahead.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
Shall do what?
Scatter thee among all people.
Right, and the Lord said he would scatter us. This was a punishment for the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, right? And the Lord said he would scatter us among all nations, right? So this happened during the Atlantic slave trade to the Lord's people. The Lord's people are not everybody, right? The Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man in the northern, central, and southern America are the Lord's chosen people. We are not Africans or Pan-Africans or any other Africans. We are the Lord's chosen people. We are the Israelites of the Bible. When you hear about the Israelites in the Bible, you're talking about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? The Black people, the majority of the Black people in America today, they are the Judahites. They are the head tribe of Israel, right? That is the Bible prophesied that they would be in the neck of the enemy. Understand? And they are constantly fighting the oppressor day and night. We've seen it on the news, on social media, right? It's police brutality from all back in the days with Black Power, all kind of struggles that they passed through, right? Not knowing that they were the true Jews of the Bible. They are the head tribe, right? They are the tribe of Judah, right? Just like the Shah was bringing all the people in the Caribbean, right? The West Indians, we are from the tribe of Benjamin. You have the tribe of Asher, which is Colombia to Uruguay, right? Just as he was bringing out the tribe of Gad, the North American Indians, right? All these people are the Lord's chosen people, right? So read back from the top, Baba Kusha.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 64.
And
the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
Shall scatter thee among all people, where?
From the one end of the earth, even unto another.
Even unto what?
Even unto the other.
Right? Even unto the other, where?
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
And he say in this place, the place that the Lord will send us, which is the Americas today, that place, right? Go ahead, what will happen to us?
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Right? In that place, right, which is the Americas today, we would be serving other gods. We wouldn't be serving the Most High God, we would be serving other gods. Go ahead.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Which neither what?
Thou nor thy fathers have known.
All right. And us, neither our fathers, never know about Christianity.
Right.
You understand? Our forefathers never know about being Muslims and Rasta, and these kind of things. Them never know about that. Right? Now we in a land learning about all these different strange types of religion. Right? And the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, today you are going to learn the truth in this Bible. We are not supposed to be celebrating Easter, right? As how it is in this form today, all right? So let's give me a moment. Let me just share the screen. Continue. Come.
Even wood and stone.
Even what?
Even wood and stone.
Even wood and stone, right? Right? And the wood representing Christianity and the stone representing Islam. The Kaaba stone, that big giant stone they keep walking around for Mecca, right? The Bible prophesied that we would be caught up, right, in that type of religion, right? So you Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, you're not supposed to be in that type of religion, right? And the Easter, right, there's more has to deal with the tradition of the wood, meaning the cross, right? The Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, right? We get caught up in the cross, right? Right? So just like you see on the screen, right? It's saying, right? The priests, this is in Trinidad and Tobago, right? The priests saying that leaders have disappointed us, right? Pilgrims has disappointed us. Be pilgrims of hope, right? So the priests during the Easter season saying that the leaders, meaning the politicians, right, must be pilgrims of hope. But the thing about this is every leader that grows up, right, because a leader just doesn't pop out of the blue, right? He has to be a child and he grows up in society. The morality of that child is given by the church. Understand? So the leader could only be, his morality could only be based on whatever religion he was taught. Understand? And when you look at our leaders, they are what? Muslims, they are Christians, they are Hindus. Understand? So when you see a leader fall to corruption, when you see he go and he take all the money in the treasury, it's because of what he learned in Christianity. Right. You understand? Because Christianity is going to base his right or wrong from Christianity. Right. You understand? So the priests, right? The priests and all the religious leaders, they are to blame for the leaders, how the leaders are today in society. Because they are the ones who are supposed to raise righteous leaders in society. But they are not. They moved away from the things of the Most High. Right. You understand? And many of the churches have East Indians and people of all different ethnicity teaching in the church. And the Bible has nothing to do with them. You understand? This book was given to a special people, a royal people, a royal priesthood. And they are the ones given the authority to teach out of this scripture. You understand? And the Bible is saying today they are under punishment by the Most High, right? In all these different places throughout the Americas, right? They are the ones in the ghettos and in the slums. Understand? So just like how today people look down on the people in Labre and Beetham and Laventille and Point Fortin and Superior, wherever the Lord's people are, and people are looking down on them like they are nothing in society. There is a day that comes that where these people will understand who they are. They have a royal bloodline. The Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people are of a royal bloodline. They are of a special people. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6, Babakasha. They are special people unto the Lord. Understand? And the most high power, understand, is redeeming his people, is bringing his people back from captivity. Understand? And restoring them to our righteous kings and righteous priests on the face of the earth. And the tool that he's using is the Isupk under command in Jalihan. Understand? That is why we teach about this Bible. We teach the truth about this Bible. Understand? Go ahead, Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6, Babakasha. So Slakia 7 and 6, Babaka.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right? And the Bible is saying that thou art an holy people. The people he's talking about is the Israelites, the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man.
Right.
So the people in Beetham and Laventil and Lavery and Point, they are a royal people. Right? They are holy people unto the Lord. Go ahead.
The Lord thy God had chosen thee.
He had chosen what?
Had chosen thee.
He had chosen the people that we dust away in the Beetham, the people that we dust away in Laventil, the people that we dust away in Maloney. The Lord had chosen them. Go ahead.
To be a special people unto himself.
To be what kind of people?
To be a special people unto himself.
To be a special people unto himself. And I think the Lord had chosen them to be a special people unto himself. Go ahead.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
That's right. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. You understand? So they are the Lord's chosen people. You understand? Right? And if you look on the screen here, you see that this is the Roman Catholic Church, right? The carrying cross, right? And if you examine the picture properly, this picture is taken from the Trinidad and Tobago Newsday papers. Right? And if you examine the picture properly, you will see the two guys behind with wooden crosses. You understand? You can go back and watch this printed in papers. And the priests who in front totally the cross that it's supposed to be representing, he totally cross of Calvary Hill. It's not even wood. The spray paint PVC because they find the wood too heavy. You understand? Right? They could examine it, they could go in the papers and take a good look. You understand? They spray paint the PVC to look like wood. Right? Because they find it too heavy to carry. You understand? And that is the ridiculousness of the Christian church. You understand? Right? And that is how sad society has become. And this is why the ISUPK under command Jerry Hannah just be saying, come out of the Christian church. Right. You understand? Come out of the Muslim mosque, come out of religion entirely. The Bible is not a religious book. You understand? The Bible is about a nation of people that belong to the Most High, and the Most High is restoring his people back on the face of the earth, right? Right? It's about next one here, right? Let's look again a closer image, right? This one was also taken by the news as well, right? You can see this priest. This is another priest. Look at it. What's the cross? You understand? Spray painted PVC. You understand? That's really the ridiculousness in this society. Right? So we're gonna get a little bit and go a little bit more into Easter, right? So let me see if I'm gonna take this one. Right? So we'll go with right? So we go with the origins of Easter, right? So it's saying here. So I can catch up here quickly. Right. So the term Easter, right, is not originally Salakia. Let me deal with it. Right. So the King James Version, Salakia. The Bible only mentions the word Easter once in the Bible, which is in Acts chapter 12 and verse 4. The New Testament, right, which was translated from the Greek, right? The word that translated as Easter is the word Pascha in the Greek, right? But the actual translation for that word is the word Passover, right? And the King James Version, right, translates as Easter and is due to historical language uses, right? So back then, it's how does it talk? It had no word to differentiate the pagan festival and the holy festival of the Most High, which was Passover. So the word would be used interchangeably. So when I say Pascha, right, if they wanted to show what the pagans are doing, it would have been Pascha, right? But the same word also represented Passover. So the correct translation for Pascha is Passover, right? And most scholars in the world agree, everybody come to agreement, right? That Pascha, the proper translation is Passover. You understand? Right? The people that try to dispute it, but the best scholars in the world, when they go back and trace the origin of the word, the origin of the word is Passover. And and people might say, well, that nothing it's just a mistranslation. But what people don't understand is the Passover, right? The Passover is a commemoration of what the Lord did for his people in Egypt, right? He destroyed the Egyptians. He destroyed the Africans who was holding the Israelites in bondage. Understand? The Lord brought destruction upon his enemies and freed his people, the Israelites, understand, from bondage. Easter, right, is the celebration of the death of Jesus Christ. Like two different things. Right. Understand? So two different days people celebrating. One celebrating death and one celebrating the victory that the Lord had for his people. Right. Understand? So these 2 days has nothing to do with each other. Understand? And that is why we say the Easter has nothing to do with the Bible. Understand? Right? This is a pagan thing made up. Understand? Right? By Christianity and the religious leaders, right? So we'll go a little deeper and continue, right? So let me move on here. Let me share this one. All right. So we go into the origins of Easter, right? It's saying here, the term Easter is not originally Christian, but is rooted in ancient Babylon, meaning that Easter predates Christianity. So it's meaning Christianity pick up this from Babylon. And understand from? They pick up an old custom from Babylon. Right? So Christianity is rooted in ancient Babylon and pagan tradition. The name is linked to Astarte or Istar, the Chaldean goddess of fertility and war, also called the Queen of Heaven. Understand? And this is what people celebrating today and they don't even know. Understand? You celebrating an ancient Babylonian god when you celebrate Easter, right? Let me just find this here. Right? Ancient Babylonian god is what people celebrating today when they celebrate Easter. Right? Right, let me see if I can share this here so everybody will see. Then yes. All right, we're going to see this Astarte they're talking about, right? And this is the Babylonian goddess Astarte, right? And look what it is, the statue, right? The statue of the goddess Astarte in the Vatican Museum in Rome, Italy. Understand? So they actually have the statue in Rome, in Italy, right? Showing you that they recorded this the history of this pagan religion, right? Let me see if you could open it up so you can see a little more, right? And this is the goddess, right? And you can see here, right? You can see here the statue of is a woman with 1,000 breasts. You understand? Right? And that is the goddess Astarte, right? So you up on the screen here, right? And this was from a pagan Babylonian religion, right? And when people celebrate Easter today, it is in commemoration of this pagan goddess, right? They say it was a Chaldean goddess of fertility and war, also called the Queen of Heaven. This goddess was worshipped across ancient cultures, you understand? including the Druids of Britain, well known before Christianity, right? So Christianity picked up this from this old Babylonian custom, right? Right. Slovakia. I feel I'm gonna find it. Right. No, come back. Right? So this was our old pagan religion, right? And they say it was worshipped across ancient cultures, right? Including the Druids of Britain, right? Well before Christianity. Look at this. It says Easter customs such as hot cross buns and dyed eggs are remnants of these ancient rites. Hot cross buns were used as offerings to Astarte, right? And every Good Friday, everybody rushing and understand for boxes and boxes of hot cross buns. And these things were used as offerings to that particular pagan god, right? Then it goes on to say the eggs symbolize fertility and were sacred in many pagan traditions, including Babylonian, Egyptian, and Druidic religions. Now, we're going to focus a little bit on the Druidic religions, right? So it came from Babylon and go to Egypt and it keep going down to every civilization. This pagan tradition keep transferring, right? And it come right down to the Druidic religions, right? So it goes on to say that the Christian celebration of Easter began as a commemoration of Christ's death and resurrection, originally called Pasach or Passover, right? But the thing, when they mix the two, they keep talking, right, about the death of Christ, understand? Which is not Passover. Passover is the Lord delivering his people from the destruction in Egypt. You understand? So they now celebrating something totally different, right? It did not include a Lenten fast, which was later borrowed from pagan practices. So now when I say they're celebrating Lent, they also take that from a pagan practice. Understand? And how people fasting for Lent and these kind of things, all that come from paganism. Christianity include that from paganism. Many ancient cultures observe a 40-day fast in the spring, such as the Babylonians of Tammuz. And the Babylonians used to do the fasting for their god Tammuz, and the Egyptians for their god Osiris. You understand? So all of them were doing the same pagan tradition, but for whatever god they were serving at that particular time. You understand? So Easter has nothing to do with the Bible. All right? So we're going to go on a little more. Right? And we're going to focus on the Druidic religion. And the reason why we're focusing on the Druidic religion, right? Because the Druidic religion was a religion in Britain, right? And we're going to show you how all this trace right down, because we're going to narrow this right down to Trinidad, right? All right, I'm gonna put up this next one first, because we want to close in on this right down to Trinidad, so we go understand how this end up right here in Trinidad, how we start to celebrate this Easter thing, all right? And quite from an ancient Babylonian tradition. This is the way it's in here. The British brought Easter to Trinidad as part of the broader spread of Christianity during colonial rule. So when this Jewish religion spread in Britain, and it spread to Christianity because Christianity adopted this Babylonian practice. when the British came and colonized Trinidad, they brought all these customs with them, right? The colonial background, British rule. Trinidad became a British colony in 1797 and officially a crown colony in 1802. With the colonizers came the introduction of Anglican Christianity alongside the European traditions already present from the Spanish and French. So we don't have influence from the Spanish and French, but through Anglican Christianity, because and even Tobago reflects a lot of this, because Tobago have plenty Anglican and Methodist churches, right? And all of them is Christian. But the influence was strong to Christianity, and that's how these traditions keep coming down and keep spreading, right? Let me go on again. Right? So it's, you know, Christian holidays and Easter. The British introduced Christian holidays like Christmas, Good Friday, and Easter Sunday as part of religious observances and public life. This is what happened in Trinidad. You understand? So through colonization of Britain, they came bringing these particular holidays. Now we already had the influence from the Spanish and the French, right? Also bringing parts of Christianity, but Britain was mainly responsible for bringing these particular holidays in Trinidad, right? Easter marking the resurrection of Jesus Christ, which is the death. They keep focusing on the death of Jesus Christ when Passover had nothing to do with that, right? Became part of the liturgical calendar, followed by the churches established or supported by the British, mainly Anglican, right? So just as we were reading before, the first church that started set up was the Anglican, right? When the British come, right? Cultural integration in Trinidad and Tobago. Over time, Easter blended into the local cultural fabric. Good Friday and Easter Monday are public holidays in Trinidad, just as Officer Shah was bringing out earlier. And they made these days public holidays. So understand? So everything shutting down. All parlor and shop and all these clothing stores, work shutting off, because they want the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man to be celebrating this pagan holiday. Right? So this thing started way back, right? Because they say the Trinidad and Tobago colonized from Britain since in 1802. And understand? So them then started introduce this heavy, right? To the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man in Trinidad, right? It says traditional Christian services are held, especially in the just now, so lucky, I'm gonna catch up here. Right. Especially in the Anglican, the Catholic, and the Methodist churches. So now it started spread from church to church. So as much different religions keep coming, they keep reinforcing this Easter holiday. So the Anglican, then the Catholic, then it move on to the Methodist churches, right? Local custom develop like such as kite flying on the Easter weekend. So people that fly kites, right? If people if it's not sure what kite flying is, it's like a hobby, and a son where people would make a kite, because you want to look up what a kite is, right? And they would fly this kite around Easter time, right? And the church try to use a normal custom way where people would do every day and merge it into the Easter season. Understand? And their way of merging it was saying that the kite represent the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Understand? When a man flying a kite have nothing to do with Easter, but they merge the two, because they're trying to use the different customs and traditions of the people, right, to reinforce the holiday into what into people. So when they hear, they give you the day off, you would recognize it as Easter weekend because it associated with flying kite and going on the beach and all these different things. They try to merge it in the way of life of the people, right? And local customs developed, such as kite flying, on the Easter weekend. They started to say Easter weekend, but it's a normal weekend. Understand? Right? The week will always end. Understand? And restart. But for them, they try to reinforce that this weekend here is Easter weekend, even though Easter is just like a day. You understand? They try to blast it across the whole weekend, right? And then they say here, Easter Monday, right, is thought to symbolize and Easter Monday is thought to symbolize the ascension of Christ. And that is why on Easter Monday, you'll find a lot of people going out in the savannah to fly kites. You understand? And these are the things that try to work to weave it in the fabric of society. You understand? So now, you can't separate the two. Once a man flying a kite, you know it's Easter. You understand? So you can't tell the difference between the two. You understand? So they immediately bond people unconsciously to the holiday. You understand? And not knowing that this holiday is a pagan holiday from way back in Babylon. You understand? And these with the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man have to understand what take place, right, through Trinidad and Tobago history and how this spread all over the world. You understand? And all different countries. The religions of this world keep spreading pagan customs from way back in Babylon. You understand? Way back. So all the things like Easter and Halloween and Christmas is all pagan holidays that they keep trying to reinforce upon the people of the Most High. You understand? And that is why they just give you a holiday, because they want you, you understand, to get time off to serve that God. You understand? To serve a pagan God. They ain't want you to go to work that day. That day they want you to stay home and eat hot cross buns, which was our offering to Astarte. You understand where I'm from? And that is where people understand. And all these people now, not knowing, ignorantly, not understanding that they're worshiping a pagan god from way back in Babylon, right? And this is what the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man must come out of religion. You understand? Must come out of Christianity, right? And come into the Isupk under command Johnny Hannah, right? You could see the banner on the screen, all the numbers that they call the school. You understand? And come and learn your history and your identity and escape the oppression, understand, of these holidays that they try to force on us. These things are not associated with the Most High. They are no high holidays of the Most High. You understand? The Most High have his high holidays, not holidays, high holy days. These are special days that the Most High gave us to celebrate. Understand? And all the things like Easter, all these are pagan holidays, and we're not supposed to be celebrating these holidays, right? Right. So we're gonna move on again, right? I'm gonna share next clipping. Right, we have here, right, the Church of Rome, right, to appeal to pagans converted to Christianity, right? So the Church of Rome wanted pagans to convert to Christianity, right? Because the Rome is Christianity and the pagans want to do their own thing. So to appeal to them, the Church of Rome amalgamated Christian and pagan traditions together. You understand? So they take a little bit of, they're giving you some Christianity and taking a little bit of paganism and joining it together. So that way now the pagan people now want to come into the Christian church, right? Adjusting calendars and rituals, right? This included forcing a 40-day Lent before Easter, aligning Easter with the pagan spring festival. So just like Officer Shaw was talking about before, when they changing the dates, right? They started to align the calendar together. You understand? So when the pagans celebrating Astarte, the Christians gain a chance now to merge that so that they could push the religion in a different form. The same God, but in a different by a different name. All right? Using figures like Dionysus, Exus, to adjust the calendar and date of Christ's birth and Easter, right? The shift from early Christian simplicity to ritual heavy observance like Lent and Easter reflects a departure from apostolic tradition and a growing influence of paganism in the church. So they move away from apostolic tradition to the influence of paganism in the church. You understand? So which means the apostles of the Bible, them show it up. Them want to hear about no Paul, you understand? Right? And no Peter and them and the traditions them holding. They throw it up and took up paganism. You understand? And that is why we tell people, release yourself. You understand? Take off that burden where the oppressor trying to put on you. Come out of the Christian church. Come out of religion. You understand where I'm from? And come into the ISUPK and understand that these observances is what we see in trouble in society today.
Right.
These are the things that make us having no morals in society. You understand? Because it's a sort of old traditions of paganism we following. You understand? But it just keep reincarnating itself in different forms in society. Right? Right. So we go end off. We go close off this. And we want to go to give me Jeremiah. I'm not finding. See if I can find it. All right, give me Jeremiah 10 and 2 Bible picture.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Right, and this is what the Most High God commanded for the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, right? That we should not learn the way of the heathens. Right? The way of the heathens is all these holidays that they keep pushing upon us. Understand? All these Easter and the hot cross buns and the Easter bunny and the eggs. All these things are old pagan traditions.
Right.
Understand? Right? All the Christmas, right, and Halloween, right, and all saints, all these things are pagan traditions. Right? Continue, Baba Kusha.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
And be not what?
Dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Right? You'll be looking all in the stars and the horoscope and all them things. All these things came from, or you can go back and find the connections. All these things belong to paganism. Go ahead.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
For the heathen are what?
Are dismayed at them.
For the heathen, them just be amazed at these things. You understand? Easter, them just be amazed at Easter. Understand? But here in the ISUPK, under command of we understand that these things are not of the Most High. These things are not in the Bible. You understand? Right? Right? And that is why when people earnestly go, they're earnestly going and trying to serve God, right, in these churches and finding themselves in major difficulty. Why? Because these churches aren't following anything in the Bible. You understand? Just as we read in the article, right? They merge Christianity with paganism.
Right.
And the traditions that they're following are not of the Most High. Understand? And because the traditions are following not of the Most High, they're not going to understand the things of the Most High, and they're not going to know when they're in danger.
Right.
Understand? When you're doing the things that is against God. Understand? No, they become the Antichrist. They are doing the things against Christ. Understand? Right? And we want you in the ISUPK, we want you to come in the ISUPK because we want you to understand the truth about this Bible.
Right.
Understand? Without the blockage of Christianity over your eye. Understand? Where you will be able to understand the high holy days the Lord wants you to celebrate. The things the Lord wants you to do, the way He wants you to conduct your life without the veil of Christianity over your eyes. Understand? You black man, you Hispanic man, you Native Indian man. Understand? Look at the screen, look at the banner pattern, look at the location of the school if you're in Trinidad, call the number. ask a question, come to the school, understand, and you going to understand and see that all these religion is fake. Right. The putting up a front, understand, right? And eventually, all these religions going to crumble, understand, because they are built on a foundation of paganism, right? Understand, and all these things is going to be exposed each and every day. Keep listening to the ISUPK online. Keep subscribing to the classes. You understand? Right? We have schools in every country, all over the world. You understand? We have it all over America, all the Caribbean. We have St. Kitts, Trinidad, Jamaica, right? Right? We in Haiti, Santo Domingo, right, Mexico. You understand? The ISUPK under commanding General Hannah is building righteous men, but men who fear the Lord and will do the things that the Lord say for us to do, and will continue to expose paganism in all these holidays, right, that the oppressor tries to set up for us, right? I want to share this image here, right? And these are the things that make us end up in oppression in society, right? Because our leaders is who promoting these things, right? And when they promote it, we somehow feel it good to do, right? Because they are doing it, right? Right? This is George Bush with the Easter Bunny, right? President of America, right? And you know the President of America holding a lot of influence all over the world. Right. And understand, when these leaders and celebrities, right, and even the pastors in the Christian churches do this, we feeling it good to do. And we don't understand something that looking so harmless, understand, leading way back to a pagan festival quite back in Babylon. Understand? Quite back to an ancient God. Understand? That we're not supposed to be serving. Right? That's why just as we read in Deuteronomy 28 and 64, the Lord said we will be serving other gods, which neither thou or we fathers have known. We serving gods, right? We forefathers never know about. Right. Understand? Some of we don't even know we serving a pagan god because we never take the time, understand, to really go and research it and try to understand where these pagan holidays come from. Understand? This had to stop. And here in the ISUPK under commanding General Hannah, every day that we come on this screen on the internet, on social media, we are stopping this because we are under commanding General Hannah is going to tell the people the truth about these holidays. We're not supposed to be keeping these holidays. Understand? Don't teach your children this. Understand? Right? The Easter bunny don't lay eggs. Everybody know it, but we don't know why. The reason why, right, that we shutting down Easter tonight on Easter Monday is because we realize this is even an ancient Babylonian pagan god. Understand? And we no longer settling for that. We want to know what we're supposed to do, right? During this season is the Passover season. Go back and check the ISUPK under command of Hannah. Go back and type in 2025 ISUPK Passover, and you will see what a glorious event it was. You understand? What serving under the Most High is like. You understand how Black brothers and Hispanic brothers and Native Indian brothers could come together as one. You understand? With no fuss, no fight, and serve the Lord, right? In joyfulness and in gladness. You understand? For the deliverance of our forefathers from the bondage of Egypt. And it's the same way today the Lord is going to deliver us. You understand? With a mighty hand out of this spiritual Egypt that we call America today. All this paganism, it will stop. You understand? All this going to stop. You understand? And the Lord is who is going to put a stop to it. But we first have to do what the Lord says. Give me Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1, Babakusha. We have to do what the Lord says. Understand? The Lord say for us, Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, the Lord say you are his chosen people. Understand? And you have to do what? Gather yourself together, come and learn the truth about the Bible. Right. Understand? Come and understand how real and how gangster the Lord was, how gangster Christ is. Understand? He was no white homosexual. Understand? Right? Talking soft and trying to appease the people. Understand? He was a revolutionary. He was revolutionary. Understand? He came to deliver his people out of bondage, out of oppression. Understand? Out of the burdens of this world. Go ahead, Officer Shah, if you have the Bible, Shah.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
What the Bible say?
Gather yourselves together.
Say, gather yourself together. Understand? We need to gather ourselves together. And we gathering yourself together right here in the Isupk under command in Trinidad. Understand? If you're in Trinidad, you have a school in Trinidad. America, you have a school in America. In Mexico, you have a school in Mexico. In St. Kitts, you have a school in St. Kitts. In Jamaica, you have a school in Jamaica. We going to teach our people, understand, about these pagan traditions that we're not supposed to follow. Understand? We're going to remove that from our mind, from our culture. Understand? These habits that the oppressor put down on us, we are removing ourselves from it tonight. Understand? We're going to become new creatures in Christ. Right. Understand? We're going to become men and women and children of the Lord. Right? Continue, Officer Shah.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Right? And say, gather together, O nation not desired. We are a nation that is not desired. Understand? Look all over America, police brutality. You come in Trinidad, police brutality. You go in Jamaica, police brutality. Understand? Because it's a spirit that the oppressor put upon all nations. Understand? This spirit of democracy spread all through the earth. Understand? Right? This oppressor is making all the nations drink of that wine. Understand? And making all our nations oppressed. Making all of the Lord people oppressed. Understand? And the Lord people, we need to understand who we are as a nation. We are the Israelites of the Bible. You black man, you Hispanic man, you Native Indian man, you are the people of the Bible, the Israelites. When they hear about the Israelites in the Bible, you are that people. You are the Lord's chosen people. The Lord say he made us to be priests and kings on the earth. Understand? And right now, we're far from it. But through the Isupk under command of Johnny Hannah, we're going to return to that righteous man that we're supposed to be. Right? Right? So just as I show you this picture on the screen with George Bush and the Easter Bunny, right? And I want to show you, I'm going to show how easy influence is spread. And these leaders know that. So they keep pushing these images one after the other, right? So we're going to jump on. We're going to jump straight to a couple images, right? Right? And show you what happens when these leaders push the agenda of Easter. Right? Let's see what I can find. Right? By the time Baba Kusha, give me Luke 7 and Luke chapter 22 and verse 7, Baba Kusha. Right? And to show you that Christ had nothing to do with Easter. Christ celebrated the Lord's Passover. Right? He had nothing to do with Easter. Right? Luke chapter 22 and verse 7, Baba Kusha. Well, yeah, give it away.
Luke chapter 22 and verse 7. Then came the day of unleavened bread.
The day of what?
Unleavened bread, when the Passover must be killed.
Go ahead.
Verse 8. And he sent Peter and John, saying, Go and prepare us the Passover that we may eat.
Right, and this is Christ, right? And he sent Peter and who?
Peter and John,
That's right. He sent them to go and do what?
go and prepare the Passover
Mm-hmm.
that we may eat.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Right? And this showing you that Christ was doing what? Celebrating the Passover. Right. And that's where I come from. He wasn't celebrating no Easter. You understand? He was celebrating the victory, right? That the Lord gave delivered his people out of Egypt, out of the hands of their enemies. Right? Go from there, go to Luke 22 and drop down to verse 13, Babakosha.
Luke chapter 22 and verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And they went and found as he said unto them, and they made ready the Passover.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 14. And when the hour was come, he sat down, and the 12 apostles with him. Verse 15. And he said unto them, with desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before.
What desire?
With desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you.
That's right. And understand Christ again. And understand his desire was to eat this Passover with who? With his people. Continue.
Before I suffer.
That's right. Continue.
Verse 16. For I say unto you, I will not any more eat thereof until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of the Most High.
That's right. Right? Drop that. Go down to Mark chapter 14 and verse 12, Babakusha. Right? All these scriptures were showing that the Lord said, that Christ celebrated the Lord's Passover. All right? So don't make nobody fool you and tell you anything but Christ celebrating Easter. That never happened in the Bible. All right?
Mark chapter 14 and verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
And the first day of unleavened bread, when they killed the Passover,
Mm-hmm.
his disciples said unto him, where wilt thou that we go and prepare that thou mayest eat the Passover?
Mm-hmm. Right? And this also affirming that Christ, right, here they're preparing to do what? Keep the Passover, to celebrate the Passover. And you will find many scriptures like this all through the scriptures. All through the scriptures. Christ was celebrating the Passover. Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. Right? And we're going to show just a few images here before we close off. Right? Just like the image we had on the screen. Right? Just like the image we had on the screen with George Bush. Right? Look at this. Right? So you're going to, let me just share this here. So you're going to see even the politicians and all. Right? So when you take a look at the screen here, we have George Bush, right? Pushing the Easter Bunny when he was president. You come here, you have Obama pushing the Easter Bunny when he was president. Right. You come back here when Donald Trump was president, still pushing the Easter Bunny. Right? And this is how these things spread. Right? You have a next shot with Donald Trump again, still pushing the Easter Bunny in the corner. Right? Look at this. You back out a little bit. So we have Obama, we have George Bush, right? We have Donald Trump, right? Look here, watch. Way back, watch. President Clinton, Easter Bunny. Right. So it's showing you all the leaders that keep pushing and reinforcing this in our people, day in, day out. Understand? Right? And how we expect the leaders to do any better when they promoting this pagan festival, they must rob, they must steal, because that is what they know. You understand? You understand? They are following after pagan traditions. You understand? Right? And if they are following after that tradition, it can have nothing good in them. You understand? They must pour out evil on society. You understand? So you black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, we have to wake up and understand what is taking place in our society. Right? Look at this here. Let's see if I can get this one blow up out of it. Wait. Wow. Right? So it jump away a bit. Right? But that one was supposed to show that one even had Joe Biden and all. So each president, every president keep pushing the same agenda. Keep pushing the Easter Bunny agenda. And it's the same thing happening within the Christian church, right? Year after year, they keep reinforcing, right? They keep reinforcing this pagan tradition. And all this came from the goddess Astarte. You understand? Way back in a Babylonian custom. You understand? Right? So so with that, we're going to close off the class, right? With Romans chapter 15 and verse 4 Baba Kusha. Salakia. What about what? The book of Romans chapter 15 and verse 4 Baba Kusha. Right? And this is why history is important. Right? The Bible is an accurate historical record. Understand? Right? And the prophecies, every prophecy has been coming to pass. Understand? Check out the ISUPK under Commanding Juliana. Right? The school location here in Trinidad is number 1 Light Pole, Morris Street, Point 14. Call or you could WhatsApp the school 479-8286. Right? Call. Right? And if you even have an international number, right? It's flashing across the screen 1-202-701-4640. Right? Call the numbers and come be a part of the school, right? And come understand your history, understand your identity, understand your culture, understand who you are as a people. You understand? And understand what the Lord requires of you, black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. And let us stop celebrate the holidays of this oppressor. You understand? Let us stop make the Lord angry of us. Don't make the Lord angry. You understand? Let us move away from these traditions that we have picked up. Some of them we don't even know is a pagan tradition. Right? Let us come back rock solid and stand on the side of the Most High. Right? Give me the scripture in Romans chapter 15 and verse 4.
Romans chapter 15 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
Whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
That's right. The things aforetime was written for our learning. And way back, just as we brought out in all these scriptures tonight, our forefathers was trying to warn us of these things that would befall us here now in the last days. And understand and say what we would be. The Lord prophesied that we would be serving gods that we, our forefathers, had never known. Understand? Now you have Christmas and Easter and Halloween and Carnival and all different strange type of religion. Understand? Right? And we're not supposed to be serving these things. Understand? We're not supposed to be serving these other gods. We are supposed to be serving the living power. Right? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Continue, Baba Kusha.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
Might have what?
Might have hope.
Right? And this is our hope has to be in the Lord. Understand? Our hope has to be in the Most High. Understand? And here in the ISUPK under Commanding Johnny Hannah, you have a chance. You have the ability to gain that hope. You understand? To understand who you are, right, in the nation of Israel, and who we are as a people and what we are supposed to be doing. Right? Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. Let us stop. Right? Celebrate all these pagan traditions. Let me drop it. Let me put away these other gods and come to serve the true and living power. Right? The Bible is not a religious book. Understand? It is the history, right? Of our people, the history of our nation, the identity of our people. Understand? And our power, the most high power, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is now giving us the ability for free to come and serve him. Right? And the scripture say in spirit and in truth. Right. And understand, for us to do the right things, right, in the eyes of the Most High. Right? And with that, we go pass the class over to Priest and Officer Shah.
Security announcement. We had the Isupk out of 123 Talum, New York, under Commanding General Yana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the will. After 6 months, if your brother or sister has an interest in a peculiar person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to another brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, a brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in Hebrew as function, Maishara. 10% of every penny increase the Lord gave you. Get to a treasury department or teacher, priest fund. Fuel offering for priests, non-mandatory. Whatever amount you like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. That will be the Feast of 11 Bread. That will be the 15th day of the first month for a period of 7. No, Slakia, my bad. That will be the first fruit, right? That will start after the Sabbath after unleavened bread, right? For a period of 50 days, right? Right. Celebration. That will you can find this in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 10 to 22. Reminder, young man, go out and check on social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on, by speech, friends, and material. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then you start wearing more black, which includes black boots, like shirts, like pants, like headphones, stuff. That beside my job. Sam, back with them, back with them. Say, Lord, pray here, too. Abinawa, Bashamai, Badash, Aya, Kat, Hawa, Waka, Zaka, Ya, Shah, Kawa, Ya, Shemaya, the war, Akam, Kal, Yawam, Asalak Noah, Abawaki Noah, Asalak Noah, Abawaki Noah, Ala, Tabi Noah, Asa Awad, Ball, or Shine Noah, Ayan, Right, Aya, Ka, Malakwa, Allah, Tapara, Man.
What you said in the English was, "Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in the earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it."
Sir, let's get a teacher one because we need to Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak.
How about Shem Shaka Dom?
Sir, we're still not getting sisters on 9 o'clock this week. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Shabbat.